Today we see a very important topic, simple interest. Interests are of two kinds, two types, simple interest and compound interest. Today we see simple interest. Okay, as the name suggests, it is really simple to solve all the questions. Very simple. Okay, let us understand the basics. What is this interest? I have taken some money from one of my friends as I don't have any money. So I asked him, give me 1,000 rupees. He gave me 1,000. But before giving, he said a word. While returning, you have to pay some extra money. I said, okay. How much should I pay? How much extra should I pay? He said, pay me 10 rupees extra on every 100 rupees which you have taken. Let us say I have taken this one for 1 year. So for every 100 rupees, 10 rupees. I have taken 1,000 rupees. So naturally 100 rupees extra we have to pay after 1 year. Say if I use that money for one more year, another 100. One more year, another 100. Let us see. Now see the words, terminology. Whatever the money I have taken from my friend, 1,000 rupees is called principal. Whatever the extra money I am paying to him, interest. And how long I am using that money? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. That is time. And my interest, 100 rupees after 1 year. Next 1 more year I am using, say another 100 rupees. 1 more year, another 100 rupees. The interest is equal for every period, 100, 100, 100. If the interest is equal for every period, that is called simple interest. Got it? Very simple. Simple interest. Because simple interest is calculated always on the money which I have taken principal. Always on principal only we calculate. Okay. We use a formula for this one. Most of the students use formula, but I am not interested for formula. But for the sake of giving the formula, I will give you the formula of course. Simple interest is, as you know, PTR by 100 or PNR by 100, whatever you say. P is principal, T is time, R is the rate of interest for 100. Okay, right. And see, you can observe there are 4 variables. Simple interest, principal, time, rate of interest. Out of these 4 variables, if any 3 variables are given to you, you can find out the 4th variable. That means, if principal, time, rate of interests are given, you can find out simple interest. Or if simple interest, principal, time is given, you can find out rate of interest, or you can find out time or principal, whatever it is. Out of these 4, if 3 variables are given, we can find out the 4th variable. Right. See, this is one formula. Simple interest is PTR by 100. Right. And we know principal, if the interest is added to principal, that is called amount. Amount is principal plus interest. Okay, let me write that one. Amount is principal plus interest. In this case, simple interest. But we know, my dear friends, simple interest is PTR by 100. So let me write simple interest is PTR by 100. Let me further simplify. Okay, this is nothing but I take P as common. 1 plus TR by 100. Right? So this is 100 plus TR by 100. And further I can write P into 100 plus TR by 100. Okay? Right. If you want what I do, these 2 I bring this side. So that becomes P is there, 100 comes here, that side anyway 100, amount is there, A. So 100A by 100 plus TR. So principal is nothing but 100A by 100 plus TR. That means when the amount is given, this is a relation between principal and amount. When the amount is given, you can find out principal, or from principal anyway you can find out amount. So when amount is given, how to find out principal? This is for the sake of giving formula, I am giving formula actually. But I am not interested this formula. I don't use also to solve any question. To solve these questions, formula is not at all required. Okay. Now let us see. Some questions actually are here. Let us solve those questions. How to solve? Simple. And first one is, what is the simple interest accrued on an amount of 8,000 at the rate of 7.5% per annum at the end of 4 years? Right. Okay. How do you solve? What is the question? The question is asking is, what is the simple interest? And he has given 8,000 rupees on an amount of 8,000, and he has given rate of interest 7.5%, and he has given time also 4 years. So principal is there, rate of interest is there, and time is there. We can find out simple interest. So simple interest is nothing but, just now I said PTR by 100, 8,000, time is 4 years, rate of interest 7.5 by 100. You simplify, you will get the answer. Okay? But as I said, I'm not interested about this formula. See, very simple. Without the formula, how to find out means, remember, principal is always 100%. Take principal as always 100%. Right. For example, 5% is the rate of interest. That means on 100%, 5% is the interest per year. By default, it is per year. So 5% is the rate of interest for 1 year. If it is 2 years, as I said, always we calculate on principal. If it is 2 years, another 5% interest. That means 5% first year, 5% second year. 5 plus 5, 10% for 2 years. Third year, 5% more. So another 5%, that is 15%. Fourth year, 5% more, 20%. That means principal he has given, and the time is 4 years. Rate of interest 5% means no need to calculate separately. It is 1 year 5%, 4 years it will be 4 into 5, 20%. So if you can calculate 20% interest on principal, that's enough. Okay, hope you got it. So principal is always 100%. 4 years with the 5% means that will be 20%. So 20% of the principal is the interest. And let us say 100% is anyway principal. 4 years time, rate of interest 20%. Understand carefully. So 5% for 1 year, for 4 years it will be 20%. So 20% is the interest. And principal is anyway 100%. Principal plus interest 20%. That 120% is the amount. So 100% is the principal and amount is 120%. Very simple to understand. If principal is given and asked you to find out the amount, very simple. You just calculate the interest. 4 years, 5%, 20% plus 100%. So 100% principal is given. You need to calculate 120% of that principal, which is the amount. Say he has given amount. You find out amount. 120% he has given. So find out 100%. Simple. So understand this concept. So in percentages, we have taken full number as 100%. Let us understand. In percentages, we have taken full number as 100%. With that we calculated. In profit and loss, cost price we have taken as 100%. By adding profit and we calculated selling price, 20% profit. Let us say 120% is the selling price. If cost price is given, you can calculate selling price. If the selling price is given, you can calculate cost price. And here, principal we take as 100%. When the interest is known, you can find out amount. You can play. You can find out either principal or amount accordingly. Real? Yeah. Now, let us solve this question. So, 8,000 is the principal. 7.5% is the rate of interest. 7.5% per annum. It is for 4 years. 1 year is 7.5. 4 years? Simple. 7.5 into 4 or 7.5 double is 15 for 2 years. Again, double of 15 is 30. For 4 years, it will be 30%. 30% of 8,000. 10% is, you can say 800. And it is 30%. 2,400. So, 2,400 is the answer. That's it. No pen is required. 2,400 is the interest. That's it, my dear friends. No formula is required. Without formula, you can easily calculate. Okay? Fine. Now, let us see the second question. Find the simple interest obtained on an amount of 24,800 at the rate of 4.5% per annum for a period of 3 years. Again, my dear friends, principal is given, rate of interest is given, Time he has given. So simple interest is PTR by 100 you can take, or you can do one more thing. Okay, as I said, 4.5% for 3 years. 4.5% for 3 years means totally 13.5%. So 13.5% of 24,800 you have to calculate. How do you calculate 13.5 by 100 into 24,800? No, I don't calculate like that. The very simple way, how I calculate, my dear friends, very simple. See, no penny is required almost. 13.5% is nothing but, see, in such a way we can calculate this one like this. 13.5% is nothing but 12.5% plus 1% we can write like this. So 12.5% is nothing but 1/8. 1/8 of 24,800. 1/8 of 24,800 is 3,100. And 1% is 248. So this is 3348, our answer. Very simple. Okay, so the interest is 3348. Second question answer. Pen is not required, my dear friends, almost. Easily you can solve. Fine. Now let us see the third question. A sum of 5,984 becomes 8,976 in 6 years at simple interest. What is the rate of interest? Okay, let us see. What is saying? 5,984 has become 8,976 in 6 years. He is asking the rate of interest. This is principal. This is amount. Okay? This is principal. This is amount. Okay. What is the interest now? What is the interest? You have to deduct the principal from the amount. How do you deduct? You say 8,976. 5,984, you write under that one, you deduct. You don't do that one. Mental calculation. Very simple. See, this is 5,984. This is 8,976. Let us say this is also 84. 8,984. Then 5,984, 8,984. 3,000 is the difference. This is 3,000. But we have taken 84. That means 8 extra. So 3,000 minus 8. 2,992. So 2,992 is the difference, which is the interest. Now, interest is 2,992. Principal is 5,984. The interest is what percent of principal? Is the rate of interest? The interest, the simple interest is how much percent of principal is the rate of interest. So 2,992 is the interest on 5,984. This is how much percent? If you can observe, this is exactly double. That means 50%. 50% is the interest. Rate of interest is 50%, but 50% is the interest. But this 50% is for how many years? This is for 6 years. Rate of interest means per year. We have to calculate 1 year. Per year we have to calculate. This 50% is for 6 years. Rate of interest means by 6. For 1 year we get. 50 by 6 is nothing but 25 by 3. It is nothing but 81 by 3. 81 by 3% is the rate of interest. Simple way to calculate. So 81 by 3. Rate of interest here is 81 by 3. Fine. Now let us see the next question. It says, what sum of money will amount to 6,160 in 3 years? At the rate of interest being 3%, 4% and 5% during first, second and third years respectively. Okay. We have so far seen the rate of interest is same for every year. But it may not be the same rate of interest as he has mentioned. First year is 3%, second year is 4%, for third year is 5%. Understand, even though they are given different percentages, there is no different question. This is the same question. Okay, as I said, for example, 5% is the rate of interest. If it is 1 year, it will be 5%. If it is 2 years, another 5%. 5 plus 5, 10. If it is 3 years, 5, 5, 5, 15. But in this case, it is different. First year it is 3%. Second year 4%. Third year 5%. Instead of same, he has given different. So for 3 years, what is the total rate of interest? 3% plus 4% plus 5%. It is 12%. So 12% is the interest. Principal is anyway 100%. 12% is interest. So what is the amount? 112%. So amount is 112%. Here that's what he has given. What sum of money will amount to? 6,660, say 160. This is amount. Okay? He is asking at rate of interest being 3, 4 and 5%. He is asking the principal. He has given amount and asking the principal. Very simple. So 112% amount he has given, which is 6,160. And he is asking principal, means 100% is asking. Is how much? Simple. Okay? This is 100 by 112 into 6160. So 6 times it won't go 5 times. 5 times is 560. And 16 minus 560 is another 560. 5 times. So this is 5,500. So the principal is 5,500. Third question. Okay. Fine. Hope you understood. Even though it is a different rate of interest, it is not a problem for us. It is one and the same. And see the next question, simple question. At what rate of interest per annum will a sum of money be 60% more in 5 years? At what rate of interest? She is asking rate of interest. See, a sum of money will be 60% more in 5 years. Sum is becoming more. More is nothing but interest. How much extra interest? 60%. 100% is anyway principal. 60% more we are getting, that is interest. 60% interest for how many years? 5 years. The rate of interest means 1 year. In 5 years, 60%. In 1 year, 60 by 5, 12%. So 12% is the rate of interest. That's it. No penny is required for this question. So 60% extra is nothing but that is interest. That interest is for 5 years. So for 1 year, it is by 5%. Okay. Now let us see the last question. Out of a certain sum of money, 1/3 is invested at 3%. 1/6 is invested at 6%. And the rest is invested at 8%. If the simple interest for 2 years from all these investments is 1,020, what is the original sum? Okay, some money is there. That is what we have to find out. Out of the total money, not the total money is invested at the same rate of interest. Out of the total money, 1/3 is invested at 3%. And 1/6 is invested at 6%. And the balance is invested at 8%. And on the whole money, they received interest after 2 years as 1,020 rupees. He is asking what is the principal. Okay, as principal we don't know what is the original sum. Principal we don't know. We have to assume. You can assume anything, any figure you can assume. You can take X, you can take 100 rupees, you can take 500 rupees, 1,000, your wish. But one thing we have to understand here. Out of total money, 1/3 is invested at 3%. 1/3 is invested at 3%. Okay. 1/3 at 3% rate and 1/6 at 6% rate and the balance at 8%. What is the balance? Balance means 1/3 and out of the total 1/3, 1/6 you take out. How do you take out? 1/3 plus 1/6. How much it comes to put together? 6 plus 3, 9. 9 by 3, 6 is 18. 9 by 18 means 1/2. Half. Half is put together is half. Balance means another half. Another half is 8%. That's it. Okay. Out of total money, now 1/3 is at 3%, 1/6 6%, half is 8%. Fine. What is that money? We have to assume. If you take 100 rupees for example, out of 100 rupees, 1/3 means it comes in fractions. So you assume a figure, a number that should be divisible by 3. Then only you get a round figure. Not only 3, next 1/6, it should be divisible by 6 also. Okay? Right. And it should be divisible by 2 also. Nothing but take LCM of 3, 6 and 2. Nothing but 12. Instead of taking 12, you take 1,200. I said 100 rupees. Now you take 1,200. 1,200 is the amount. I am assuming that the sum is 1,200 rupees. Out of 1,200 rupees, 1/3 is 400. 400 is invested at 3%. and 1/6 of 1200 means 200 is invested at 6%. And the balance is half, 600 is invested at 8%. Okay, let us see. If we assume 1200 is the sum, how much interest we receive? How much interest we receive? 3% on 400 means 12 rupees. 12 rupees interest we receive here. Okay, then 6% on 200, again 12 rupees. Here also we receive 12 rupees interest. And 8% of 600, that is nothing but 48 rupees. And how much interest actually? This is 72 rupees interest. Understand, this 72 rupees, if we assume 1200 rupees as the principal, we receive 72 rupees as interest. This is in 1 year. But the amount is actually invested for 2 years. That means 144 rupees interest we receive on 1200 rupees. So 144 rupees interest on 1200 rupees. But he says interest is not 144, interest is 1020. If it's 1020, what is the principal? Finish. We got it. How do you simplify 1020 by 144 into 1200? Very simple. 12 times, 100 times. Here also 12 8 times. Okay. 96, 4 plus 2, 60, 12 5 times. 8500. So principal is 8500, our answer. Clear? Hope you got it. And you observe here, my dear friends, in any of the questions, we are not using any formula. Formula is absolutely not required at all. Only thing is, you understand principal is always 100%. And how much percent interest? 3 years, 4%. Let us say 12% is the total interest. 5 years, 7%. 35% is the total interest. Add that interest to principal, that becomes the amount. Let us say 135% is the amount. Whatever they ask, it's a little bit twist and all will be there. You just understand, accordingly you can solve this question. Hope you understand, hope you like this way, the method. Then in our next episode, we see some more models of questions. Thank you.